Our today's discussion is on LR parsing, the powerful parsing technique using bottom-up approach. Okay, LR parsing. You can consider LR0 items or SLR of 1. Okay, both indicates LR parsing technique itself. Okay, LR0 items and simplified LR1 parsing table. That's what actually it indicates. And when we are mentioning LR parsing, L stands for scanning the input from left to right, rightmost derivation in reverse order. Okay, so L and R indicates left to right and rightmost derivation. When we are talking about LR parsing, any particular given grammar, okay, and that generates different item set. That means if we are having the production A derives XYZ, okay, different items generated is A derives dot XYZ, X dot YZ, XY dot Z, A derives XYZ dot at the end. Okay. So it generates kernel and non-kernel items. What is kernel items and non-kernel items? I will tell after solving one problem. And here, when you are observing, dot is moving at different locations. Okay, it indicates up to X you scanned, up to XY you scanned XYZ. That's what the indication of that. And that's why LR is considered as more powerful parsing technique. Why it is? It is because of these reasons. It can be constructed to recognize virtually all programming language constructs for which context-free grammar can be written. Okay? Whenever you are writing any context-free grammar for any particular language, that will be processed using LR parser. And it is non-backtracking technique because you have observed in the last session shift reduce parsing and conflict, when to shift, when to reduce. Is it not? Here no such confusion, and it is not with backtracking also. Third point, it can detect a syntax error as soon as it is possible to do so on a left to right scan of the input. As soon as it scans the input, to be able to identify where actually the error has occurred. Along with all, okay, what the grammar which is not processed in LL, okay, that is also processed in LR parser. Because of that, it can be a proper superset of the class of grammar that can be parsed with predictive or LL methods. Okay, so that's why it is used to describe more languages than LL grammar. So that is what the brief summary about LR parsing technique. And we'll take the example and we'll see how the items are generated, how SLR table you are constructing, and finally, how any given input is validated through SLR table. I'll take the first popular example, that is E derives E plus T or T, T derives T star F or F, F derives open brace E close brace or ID. So this is what the given grammar. For this, we have to construct LR0 items SLR table. And then you have to validate whether ID star ID plus ID is valid or not. That is what the question. Okay. So you know that we already traced this using our top-down approach. In top-down approach, you have to do some pre-processing because it is left recursive, is it not? And you have to remove the left recursion. After that, you have to start the process. But in bottom-up approach, there is no such pre-processing. It is not required to remove left recursion, make it left factor, such things. Okay. For the given grammar, you can directly start to apply our LR parsing technique. Okay, that you please remember. In top-down approach, you have to same problem. If it is given in top-down approach, construct LL means you have to remove the left recursion. If the same problem is asked in LR, okay, you have to process directly. Okay, because that is what the strength of LR. Pre-processing is not required directly. You can start processing that. Now, first step is you have to write each production separately. That means E derives E plus T or T. Like that we have written, is it not? The meaning is what? E derives E plus T, E derives T, is it not? So that one you write separately. That is E derives E plus T, E derives T. T derives T star F, T derives F. F derives open brace E close brace, F derives ID. After splitting this, after writing that separately, you have to number that. That is what the step one. You have to number each production separately. Very important process. You please note that step one, you have to write each production separately, and after that you have to number that. Next, once step one you have written, we'll go to second step. What is second step? Second step is to find first and follow. For the given productions, you have to find first and follow. You are already familiar about how to compute first and follow. Once again, if you see, we'll start first of E is equal to first of E plus T. First of E is also equal to first of T. Then first of T is equal to first of T star F. First of T is also equal to first of F. Then first of F is first of open brace E. Okay, so your answer is open brace itself. Okay, here you please note. Here you have to write first of okay. So your first of this is open brace. Next, first of F is equal to first of ID, that is ID itself. So once you find out first of F is open brace and ID, that itself the answer for first of T, that itself the answer for first of E. So open brace ID is the answer for first of T, open brace ID is the first of E. Once you computed first, okay, you are remembering you have to compute first for all the non-terminals which is in the LHS side. Okay, then after that, next is you have to find follow. Follow for what we are finding? Follow is for the start symbol you are finding and all the non-terminals in the RHS side. Is it not? Now we will start. What is the first one? First of E is dollar. That we will write. Is it not? And after that we will see whether any E comes in the RHS side. Yes, we are having E at two places. So you have to find follow of that also. What is follow of this E? Follow of that E is equal to first of plus T. That is plus itself. Is it not? Next, follow of this E is first of close brace. So close brace is the answer. So totally follow of E constitute three elements, that is dollar, plus and close brace. Next, what we have to compute? We have to compute follow of T, is it not? So follow of T is equal to follow of E. So follow of E you already computed, that itself the answer for T, is it not? And also we are having T here. So this follow of T is equal to follow of E itself. One more T here. So follow of this T is first of star F, is it not? So first follow of P will write, then follow of T is equal to first of star F, that is star itself. So totally we are having dollar plus close brace along with star. Okay, so that is what follow of T. Next left out is F. F is another non-terminal, is it not? So follow of F is equal to follow of T. Next, here also one more F. Follow of F is equal to follow of T, that itself. Okay, and follow of F is follow of T means the value of follow of T itself, the answer for follow of F, that is dollar plus close brace star. Okay, so we computed all the non-terminals in the RHS side. Is it not? This is terminal and open brace, close brace, ideal are terminals plus. Okay, so we computed first and follow. You keep it ready. In coming stages, we will utilize that. Then Our step 3 will start. Okay. Step 3 is you have to convert the given grammar, that is E derives E plus T or T or T star F or F or F derives open brace E or close brace with ID. Is it not? The given grammar you have to convert into augmented grammar. What is augmented grammar? It's very simple step. What you have to do is you have to insert one more production above that. That means you add E above and you add one new non-terminal. E dash derives E. See, augmented grammar means start the production contains only one symbol at RHS end as well as LHS end. Okay, that is what the meaning of that. Now, this production continues. You have to include extra E dash derives E at the top. Okay, so this is called augmented grammar. Now, the grammar, don't number it. That is very important. You already numbered all other production. Okay, you keep it as it is. Okay, you just add one at the start. Okay, E dash derives E, and E means what? That will continue. Okay, very important step. That is step 3. I will recall. First step is numbering. After writing separate the production, you have to number. Second step, you have to find first and follow. Third step is the given production, you have to convert into augmented grammar. That means you are including one more production at the start. Okay. Now we'll start the items. How to start? See, this is very important step. We will start with the first start, that is E dash derives E. E dash derives E. E dash derives E with dot at the front. Okay, you have to write E dash derives E. You put one dot at the front. Okay, dot at the front. Next, whenever dot is at the front of any non-terminal, okay, you have to put that production with dot. That means is production. What is production? Is productions are E derives E plus T and E derives T. Is it not? You put that production with dot at the front. Okay. Now, dot, once again, you verify for the next production. Dot is at the front of E. You have to put E's production, but it is already there. Okay. So don't worry. Come to this. You observe dot at the front of T. Okay, dot at the front of T. You have to include T's production with dot at the front. What are T's production? T derives T star F, T derives F. Is it not? So T star F, T F. Put dot at the front. Okay. Now continue. T's production, because dot is at the front of this non-terminal. So you have to include T's production, but it is already there. Don't include. Come to this. F dot is at the front of F. So you have to include F's production with dot at the front. F's production, that is open brace, close brace, ID. You put dot at the front. As dot is at the front of terminal, open brace is a terminal, dot is at the front of ID, ID is a terminal. So you will not get any new production to add. Okay. So this completes item. Okay. Once this item is completed, you have to name that it is what? I1, I0 items. Okay, this is one set of items. And if you see this, this is what an algorithm which explains the same thing. Okay, it is called closure of item set. How to define that? If I is a set of items for a grammar G, then closure of I is the set of items constructed from two rules. What is that? Initially add every item in I to closure I. Okay, you are considering every production. Okay, then if the grammar is of the form, this is very important. A derives alpha dot b beta. If you are having the production like this, okay, you are having the production like A derives alpha dot B beta in a closure, then you include B's production. B is having some production, that is B derives some gamma or something, okay, with dot at the front. Okay, that's what the algorithm tells. B's production, then add item B with dot at the front. Okay, here it is, dot is there. B derives dot gamma to closure of I. If it is not already there, that is very important. That's why once you added E's production, once again E is not there because it's already there. Then apply this rule until no more new item can be added to the closure of I. Okay, we are not adding any more closure because it covers all. That's what the algorithm tells. So please remember that whenever A derives alpha dot B beta, okay, you have to include B's production with dot at the front. That is what the meaning. Okay. Now, once again, I'll repeat. A derives alpha dot B beta. If the grammar is of this form, you have to include B's production with dot at the front. It's as simple as that. Okay. We started with E dash derives dot E. That is what you have to start the item with this particular start production, what you added, argumented the grammar. Okay, that one with dot at the front, that you have to write. And as you are observing dot at the front of the non-terminal, you are including each production with dot at the front. Once this is over, next you are verifying whether dot at the front of any non-terminal. Yes, it is front of E terminal, but each production you already put. So go to next. You come to this. Dot is at the front of T. So you have to include T's production, is it not? So you included T's production with dot at the front. Once again, you verify dot is at the front of T. T production is already there. Don't worry. Come to this. Dot is at the front of F. So you have to include F's production with dot at the front. You included F's production. As both are terminals, you are not including any new production. It completes one set of items. Okay, that is what the meaning. So two concepts come in LR. This is one, and another one is go to. What is go to? Go to, you already constructed items. Now what you have to do is you have to observe each production where dot at the front. Dot is at the front of E, dot is at the front of E, dot is at the front of T, dot is at the front of T, dot is at the front of F, dot is at the front of open brace, dot is at the front of ID. Okay. Now, what you have to do is you have to apply E. Okay. So E is common. You are not writing for one for this E, another for this E. No. One non-terminal means it covers both the production. Okay. Now, when you are applying on E, okay, it leads to movement of dot. That means see the same production E dash derives E, dot is moved one particular position from here to it is shifted to this location. Like that in this E, you have to worry about this. You have to transfer this production as it is. Okay. What you have to do is you have to transfer this production as it is, and dot position will move to next. That is E dot plus T. Okay, that is very important. Now, this particular set is called go to. That means any production A derives alpha dot x beta. It is at particular one set of item, that is I. When you are applying go to I on X, you have to apply from I to X. X is the symbol, okay, where dot at the front. When you are applying go to, it will move to next position in another state. If this is I1, it becomes I2. I2 state, dot is at the another position. Okay, so this is I1. Like that, we'll go on moving. Okay, the entire LR0 approach follows these two steps. Creating the items, then you are applying go to. It will move to new positions. Okay. So based on this concept, okay, we will construct LR0. That is what next step. I'll start with once again repeatedly E dash derives dot E. Okay, then you already familiar like what to do. You have to include E's production with dot at the front. E derives C plus P, E derives T dot at the front. Now you know you have to include newly T's production. Is it not? T derives T star F with dot at the front. Next, you have to include X production because dot is at the front of F with dot at the front. So open brace and ID are terminals, your entire item is covered. So this particular state is called I naught state. Now, our next approach, we have to apply go to on all the terminals and non-terminals where dot is at the front. Okay, we have to apply first on E. Now, when you apply on E, it will move to next state, that is E dash derives E dot, then E derives E dot plus T. E derives E dot plus T. You have observed that the change in color. You please remember when dot moves at the end. Okay, when dot moves at the end, after the dot is the last one. If that is the case, okay, I'll change the color. Why it is that we'll discuss later. Now, this is what I1 state. Okay, only one shift. Okay, then what is next symbol? That is T. Is it not? We have to apply on T. Now, when you are applying on T, you have to take separate. That is E derives T dot, then T derives T dot star F. Okay, I changed the color just because dot is at the end of first production. Both I applied on T, but for one production dot is end. Another one it is not. Now, this is called I2. Next, on F. On F, T derives F dot. Is it not? So dot is at the end of this production and the state item is I3. So E is over, T is over, F is over. Next is on open brace. Open brace, F open dot open brace E close brace. Is it not? So when you shifted, it becomes F derives open brace dot E close brace. You observe here, we are having dot at the front of one non-terminal. In all these cases, we just come across dot at the front of plus, dot at the front of star, like that. But here, dot is at the front of one non-terminal. So what you have to do is, you have to include production of E with dot at the front once again. What is the production of E? Production of E is E plus T and T with dot at the front. Once again, E's production you have to include, but it is already there. T's production you have to include with dot at the front. That is T derives dot T star F, T derives dot F. Once again, F's production with dot at the front you have to include. Okay. Now in this particular case, no dot at the end. Okay. So the item is I4. Next, what is left of that is ID. Okay. So you have to consider on ID. So on ID, it will move to next state. So you will get F derives ID dot. You have to change the color and item is I5. Okay. So this is what first stage. Now, very important for this I1 state where argumented start symbol E dash derives E dot. Is it not? There, without second thought, you apply $1 and you tell it is accept state. Okay. You have to tell it is accept state, because wherever E dash is there, there you have to put $1 and you have to tell it is accept. Okay. Now we are also having plus at the front, that is at the front, is it not? So for that you have to write that is on plus from I1 state. Okay, you will move to E derives E plus dot T, is it not? E derives E plus dot T. So dot is at the front of T. You have to include T's production. T's production means what? T derives T star F, T derives F. Dot is at the front. Once again, dot is at the front of F. So you have to include F production with dot at the front. Okay. So the item is I6. Now come to this. Here that already at the front. Here dot is still in between. So where actually it is in between, it is at the front of star, is it not? So you have to on star. You have to write T derives T star dot F. So dot is at the front of F. You have to include X production with dot at the front. This is I7. Next, here no movement because we are dot at the end. Come to this. Now, dot is at the front of T. So it will take you F derives open brace E dot close brace. So dot is at the front of close brace. There is no new production. And we are also having E at this place. For that, E derives E dot plus T. Okay, that is at the front of plus. There is no new production. So it is I8. So you have to consider that on each item. Okay, you please note that. Now E is over. Next is T. Is it not? We are having two T's where the dot at the front. So if you move T, what happens? E derives T dot. T derives T dot star F. Is it not? You have to observe whether you are having any such production earlier itself. Yes. Here we are having that. See this E derives T dot, T derives T dot star F. So you have to connect T to that. Okay. When you are shifting dot, E derives T dot, T derives T dot star F. Okay. So you'll get this itself. So you just connect to that. Next, this is over. Then T derives F dot. It is already there, is it not? So you just connect on F to that. This is also over. Then what is left out? F derives open brace dot E close brace. F derives open brace dot E close brace. F, we are not having anything in that, is it not? But here itself we are having that. You just observe. F derives open brace dot E close brace. There itself. So it is self load on open brace. It will remain in that state itself. Okay. Then that is also over. Next is ID. So F1 ID. F1 ID is connecting to this state. Okay. So it will connect to I5. Now come to I6. Still that is at the T in front of T. You have to apply go to, is it not? So on T you will move to E derives E plus T dot. Then you are also having one more, that is T is here, is it not? They are having two T's. E derives T dot star F. E derives T dot star F. As dot at the end, I just changes the color and the state is I9. Next, so here F, F dot is at the front of F. At the front of F means you have to shift on F. That is T derives F dot. T derives F dot is here, is it not? So you have to connect on F to that state. Next, F derives open brace dot e close brace. That state is here, isn't it? So on open brace, it has to connect at this particular place. Next, ID, ID f derives ID dot. That is here. So it has to connect on that, on ID. Okay. So I6 is over. Next is on this particular place on F. On F, it will shift to next place, that is P derives P star F dot. Dot is at the end, so the color is changed. We are having only one F. The state is I10. Next, on open brace, it will connect to this itself. F derives open brace dot E close brace. Next, on ID, F derives on ID, it will move to that state. Okay. Now, after this, next, you just observe here, that is at the front of close brace, so you have to move to next state where F derives open brace E close brace dot. Okay. You have to change the color. Next is on plus, so it becomes E derives E plus dot T. E plus dot T. Starting production only, you just observe whether it's common. If it is common, rest of that will remain similar. So you have to connect. So on plus, you will connect to I6 state. Now, next is one more is left out, that is star. Dot is at the front of star. So if you shift, it becomes T derives T star dot F. T star dot F here itself dot symbol. So I'll connect to that. Okay. Now the entire particular states are converged. Okay. You will not get any new movement. Either dot is at the end or it is closed there itself. So this is what the next step, where you constructed all the items and the complete the representation of action and go to you have constructed. Once it is constructed, these states, okay, our next job is constructing SLR table. Now, how to construct SLR table on the basis of this? Okay, that I'll show you. I'll show you for examples, then directly we will write. Next step. See this. We are having a table state actions go to. Okay, state means the item I0, I1, I2 like that we have written now that itself 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Next, action means the terminals in the grammar. What are the terminals? ID plus star, open brace, close brace, dollar. Okay, this is actually star. Then non-terminals you write under go to, that is E, T, F. Okay, so your table should be ready with this states, terminals, non-terminals. Now we'll take the item that 0 indicates I0. Okay, you can write I0, I1, I2 also. Okay, it will not make any difference. Okay, you have observed that from I0 state on E, it moves to I1, is it not? So you have to write I1 at this place, 1 at that place. Next, on T, it moved to I2, so you have to write 2. Observe here, you written 2. Next, on F, okay, you will move to next step, that is I3, is it not? So you have to write 3 at this location. Whenever non-terminal, okay, you have to just write the number. Okay, now on terminal, you move to I4. On open brace, you move to I4 state. So what you have to do is, instead of writing 4, you have to write S4. S indicates shift. Okay, on open brace, you have to write S4. Next, what is remaining? That is ID. Is it not? ID, you will move to I5. On ID, you will move to I5. So that ID is also a terminal. So it is S5. Is it clear how to construct that? Okay. Now, like that, from each state, okay, you have to go on constructing, inserting the values depending on whether to write a shift or whether to write 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll show you one more example. I'll take this. See, we'll take I1. Okay, if you consider this from I1, whenever a dollar comes, you have to write accept. Okay, dollar, it will go to accept, and if it is plus, it will move to 6. That is I6. On plus, it will move to I6. That will write. Okay, that means whenever we are having plus, okay, it is S6. Okay, on dollar, it is accept. That we have written. Next, we'll see one more. That is I2. Is it not? From I2 state, on star, okay, only one state is outgoing, that is on star, it will move to I7. Okay, and from I3, no outgoing, so we will not write anything. Okay, we will see this from 2, that is I2 state, we are moving on star to I7. So this should be S7, is it not? That should be S7. Next, so next is 3, we are not having anything, but 4 is very important, is it not? From 4 on F, we are moving to on F. F is a non-terminal, you just observe. We'll move to state 3. On E, we are moving to 8. Okay, I8. On E, we are moving to 8. On F, we are moving to 3. On T, we are moving to 2. Okay, so you should get 8, 2, and then 3, because in this order I am telling 8, 2, and 3 it should be. Then on open brace, it is at that state itself. That means S4 you should get. On ID, it should be S5. Is it not? So that we'll check whether we are getting that itself. Okay, on state 4, okay, on ID it is S5, and on open brace S4 itself. Is it not? And on E it is 8, on T it is 2, and F it is 3. Is it clear? Like that, we will go on inserting the values for each particular state. On fifth state, that is FDRICE ID. ID is at the dot at the end, so there will not be any outgoing, so you will not get any shifts. Then on I6, on T it will move to 9, and on symbol on ID it is S5, on open brace it is S4, is it not? On T you are getting 9, is it not? And this is what the production, and on F we are having 3, is it not? On F it will move to third state. And next S7, once again it is S5, S4, and on F it moves to state 10. Okay, and on 8, on plus it is S6, on close brace it is S11, and on state from state 9 on star it is S7. Okay, so this completes the entire our shift process. The shift is over, but our table is not completed. Okay, because as I indicated you, okay, I just changed the color. This color also I changed, but anyway, on dollar it is accept. To tell that, just I changed the color. But other items like which is not argumented, like E derives T, T derives F, that where dot at the end, any state, okay, in any state where dot at the end, you just observe. Here it is, here it is, here it is, and here it is, and here it is, and at this place. Okay, this one will make now some modification to the table. How it affects that we'll see. See this, and before this is the table which we already constructed. So next important step we are moving, that is, you please remember we written the production number, is it not? E derives C plus P, E derives T, like that we number in the initial stage itself, we numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it not? That you should keep at this particular place. Then if you observe in the production I2, okay, where first dot at the end, that is E derives T dot. So dot at the end. Wherever dot at the end, okay, for such production, okay, you have to find follow of that head, that is follow of E. We already computed first and follow, is it not? So directly I'll take that follow of E is dollar plus close brace. Okay, follow of E is dollar plus close brace. Now, which state it is? I2 state. That means here, is it not? What all are the particular input, the terminals? That is plus and close brace and on dollar. Okay. Now, E derives T means what is the production number? E derives T means that production number is 2. So what you have to do is at these particular places, okay, here, 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 you have to write R2. Okay, R2. Now we'll take next example. Next example is one more where dot at the end, that is I3 state. You just observe in your diagram, we are also having a T derives F dot at the end. So what you have to do, you have to find follow of that head. What is follow of that T? It is dollar plus close brace star. T derives F means what? T derives F. T derives F means it is fourth one, is it not? So on I3 state, on these input symbols, dollar plus close brace star, you have to write R4. 4 indicates rule number. Okay, for which rule you have written? I3 is having that rule, is it not? So whether dot is at the end, that you have to verify. When dot is at the end, for that head, you have to compute follow. You already computed follow. You just insert that. Next, we are having F derives ID dot at the end at the fifth state. Is it not? F derives ID means it is sixth rule. What is actually you have to find? You have to find follow of F. Is it not? Follow of F. We'll see. Follow of F is dollar plus close brace star. Is it not? At that particular place, what we are getting is rule number 6. That is R6. At all the places where this particular 4 value elements we are having, for 4, you have to write R6. Next. Next is at I9th state. Even any one production you are having, for that also you have to find, is it not? So at 9th place, E derives C plus P dot at the end. So E derives C plus P means, E derives C plus P means it is rule number 1, is it not? Rule number 1, and you have to find follow of E. Follow of E is already there. So you have to insert R1 at these 3 places, that is dollar plus and close brace. Okay. Now, so I9 is over. Next is I10. I10, T derives T star F. Start at the end. T derives T star F means it is rule number 3. So rule number 3 we have to write. And after that, you have to find follow of T. Follow of T is already there. So you have to insert R3 at these 4 places for the state 10. Okay. Now, one more we are having for I11, that is F derives open brace E close brace. So F derives open brace E close brace means it is rule number 5. Is it not? That you will write first, rule number 5, and you have to find follow of F. Follow of F is already computed. So at the state 11, for these 4 dollar plus close brace and star, you have to insert R5. Okay. Now our table is over, which is called SLR table. Okay, where it contains all actions which go to for terminals and non-terminals for each state, whether to shift or reduce. Okay, this table carries the weightage. Okay, shift or reduce. That is what S and R indicate. Now we'll take this and then we'll find how the movement takes place. Okay. So you have to remember the steps. Once again, I'll repeat how to construct this SLR table. First step is you have to number each production after writing that separately. And next is you have to find first and follow. And after that, you have to convert that into augmented grammar. Augmented grammar means one step above with one more non-terminal, E dash in our example. Then you have to start the state, I naught state. How it starts? E dash derives dot E or any starting production with dot at the front for the augmented. Okay. Then you will include when dot is at the front of any non-terminal, we will include that non-terminal's production with dot at the front. Okay. Like that, we will continue. And after that, we are applying go to on non-terminals and also on terminals. We'll move to different states. Somewhere it will converge, and you will no longer you able to go to any new state. In such position, you have to stop. After that, you have to construct this table. And how to construct that? One side, all the states, and another side, terminals and non-terminals. Whenever any action takes place from one state to another state, on terminals, you have to write shift with that state number. On non-terminal, you have to write only the number of that state. Okay. The example 1, 2, 3. But for terminals, we return S4, S5 like that. Okay. Once all the shift is completed, you just observe in your diagram whether dot is at the end, except for augmented grammar. Okay, augmented grammar always indicates except on dollar. That by default you are writing. Okay, for another where dot at the end, for any particular state where the dot at the end, in that production, you observe head, and for that head you find follow. Okay, once you find follow, you see that production number, and that is what this 2, 4, 6 indicates. Okay, and for that where you are computing follow, for that particular terminals, you insert that rule with the number. Okay, so it makes a reduction rule. So this is what how we are constructing SLR table. Now we'll take one example, ID star ID plus ID. How to trace? Always please remember our starting start in this LR examples, it starts with 0. Okay, it starts with 0th state. You know, bottom up approach, we'll start with 0th state. And input is ID star ID plus ID dollar end marker. Now, you go on observing 0 on ID. 0 on ID is what? Yes, file. S5 means what? Shift 5. Is it not? We have to shift. ID we have to shift to the stack. That's what the meaning. So what I'll do? I'll shift ID, and as the rule your number is 5, so that number I'll write at the top of the symbol. So ID according to the rule 5. So the remaining input is star ID plus ID dollar. Now 5 on star. 5 on star is what? It is R6. It is R6. Okay. R6 means what? Rule number 6. Rule number 6 means what? Rule number 6 means F derives ID. That means ID is changed to F. So ID becomes F. Its front state will go. Okay, you please remember. We just shifted ID into F. Okay, the state 5 will go. But what is the new state? For the new state, what you have to do is you have to observe, okay, that is 0 on F. Okay, the state 0 on F is 3. Okay, that state you put. Okay, 0 on F is 3. That state you put. That is what the new state. Now, continue the process. 3 on star. 3 on star is rule number 4. So rule number 4 tells what? Rule number 4 is you have to change F to T. Is it not? So I'll change F to T, and 3 will go. The new one is 0 on T. That is 2 will come at the front. Next, 2 on star. 2 on star is shift 7. Is it not? So you have to shift star into the stack. And 7, S7 it is. So 7 comes at the front. The remaining is ID plus ID dollar. Now, 7 on ID. 7 on ID means what? You have to shift S5. Is it not? 0, T, 2, star, 7, ID. You have to shift and state is 5. The remaining is plus ID dollar. Now, what you have to do? 5 on plus. What is 5 on plus? 5 on plus is rule number 6. 5 on plus is rule number 6. So rule number 6 means you know that it is ID is replaced with F. So what we are doing is we will replace this ID. Okay, I'll show you how this ID is replaced with F. Is it not? ID is replaced with F, and this will go. If that is going means what to write? So you have to do is 7 on F. That is on the 7th state, previous state. Okay, 7 on F is 10. Okay, so 10 comes at the front. 10 comes at the front. Now, the remaining will be as it is. Now, 10 on plus. 10 on plus means what? It is R3. Okay, R3, is it not? R3, R3 means what? R3 means T derives T star F. You observe here, we are having T star F, one symbol and state. Like that you have to. So if you observe, this is what we are getting. So T star F is replaced with T, because according to the rules, T derives T star F, is it not? So it becomes 0 T. So when it is 0 on T, 0 on T means what? 0 on T means it is 2, is it not? So the 2 will come at the front. The remaining is plus ID dollar as it is. Now you continue the process. 2 on plus. 2 on plus means what? 2 on plus is you have to apply the rule number 2. Rule number 2 means what? E derives T. That means T will be replaced with E. So 0 E first you will write. Then what is the above state of that? That is 0 on E is 1. 1 comes at the front. Here it will remain as it is plus ID dollar. Now 1 on plus. 1 on plus is what? It is S6. So you have to shift plus. It becomes plus and state is 6. Here it is remained ID dollar. Now 6 on ID. 6 on ID means what? 6 on ID is S5. So you have to shift ID and you have to insert 5 to that. State is 5. So here it is only dollar. Now if you observe, 5 on dollar. 5 on dollar means what? It is R6. R6 means it is F derives ID. ID will be replaced with F. And what is the new state? 6 on F. 6 on F is 3. That one you will write. 6 on F is 3 on the previous state 6. So it is 3. Now 3 on dollar. What is 3 on dollar? 3 on dollar we have to reduce with R4. R4 means what? R4 means it is T. F is replaced with T. So we'll remove F and we'll replace that with T. And what is the front of that? That is the previous set. 6 on T is 9. So 9 will come at the front of that. And here it is dollar itself. Now 9 on dollar. 9 on dollar means what? We have to replace that, reduce with R1. R1 means what? E derives E plus T. So E plus T should be replaced with E. Okay, so 0 E. And as 0 E, it is 1 comes at the front. So here it is dollar. Now, what is 1 on dollar? 1 on dollar is accept. Okay, so the input given is accepted by the LR parser. So that's what how using SLR table we are verifying ID star ID plus ID. Okay. Now I'll show you one more concept, that is kernel and non-kernel items. I told earlier itself whenever the movement of dot makes these two concepts, kernel and non-kernel items. The definition, kernel items, the initial item, that is any production where argumented that S dot derives S dot, okay, and all items whose dots are not at the end, okay, that is at the left end. That is very important. Such items are called kernel items. And all items whose dots are not at the left end. Okay, actually end indicates left end. Where all the other production, where dot T derives, T dot star F, such particular production are called kernel items. And all items whose dots are at the end, okay, except S dot, is called non-kernel items. Okay, kernel items and non-kernel items are what actually indicated, where like the production where dot at the front of all, is it not? But except this, and here where dot at the front of all, such particular productions are called non-kernel items. And where it is not considered as non-kernel items, okay, but it's called as kernel items. And all other productions where dot is not at the left end, such items are called kernel items, like this one, okay, this one, such items are called kernel items. And we'll take one more example, very simple example. Quickly we'll trace this. E derives E plus N or N. Okay, first step is you have to write separately. And after that, you number it. And after that, you find first and follow. Okay, follow of E is equal to follow of E and follow of N, that is first of N. And it is N itself, and follow of E is dollar, and follow of E is plus, dollar and plus is the answer. After that, okay, next step is you have to convert that into augmented grammar. And once it is over, you have to start the LR items, is it not? So it looks like this. E dash derives dot E, then E's production you include, E derives E plus N, E derives N dot at the front. Anyway, E's production is already included and N is a terminal, so no new production. Next, apply go to on E. So we are having dot at the front of these two E's, is it not? So one is E derives E dot and another is E derives E dot plus N. Next, on N, E derives N dot. Next, And this is where I1 state you have to tell dollar and you have to tell it is accept. Is it not? Because it is augmented grammar. Then another one plus at the front, the dot is at the front. So you have to apply on plus. You will move to e derives e plus dot n. Next, there is no new production. Is it not? Because n is a terminal. There is dot at the front. Then apply go to on n. You will move to the next state. E derives e plus n dot. So all the states are over. Now we will construct the table. How many states? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I0, I1, I2, I3, I4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can write like this also. And terminals n plus and dollar. Non-terminal e. Okay, action part, go to part. Now we'll start with I0. I0 on e, it moves to I1, is it not? So I written 1. On n, it will move to I2. So you have to write S2 because it is terminal, is it not? Next, on I1, on dollar, it is accept. Is it not? On plus, it moves to next state, that is S3. So I written that. Next, on I2, we are not having any state. So no shift. Then on our I3, on N, it moves to next 4, that is S4. Then here, dot at the end. Is it not? Dot at the end here, dot at the end here. Okay, so we are not writing any shift. Now, you have to come to once again to verify where actually dot at the end. Here there is no dot at the end. Here it is any exceptional case where dollar comes, we will write accept. Here there is no dot. Here it is dot at the end. So you have to find follow up E. Follow up E is dollar plus. So rule number 1, is it not? So at the state I4, rule number 1 on plus and dollar that you have written. Then for this state, dot at the end, e derives n means it is 2, is it not? So at the place I2, rule number 2 on plus and dollar, you have to write. Okay, this is what SLR table how to construct. So this is what how to construct SLR table and LR0 items. Hope you understood. Okay. Next session we will solve some more problems.